September 11th, 2001. A Tuesday morning like any other. The sun rose over a nation at peace. People commuted to work, children hurried to school. Flights took off across the country, bound for ordinary destinations. But within minutes, the day would become anything but ordinary. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11, hijacked by terrorists, crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Smoke billowed into the clear blue sky. At first, many thought it was a tragic accident. But the truth would become terrifyingly clear just minutes later.
The second one just came down. What did you see just happen? The second building just fell.
The second building just fell.
Do you know people that are down?
The tower just came down. I seen the first tower come out.
Beyond words, it's horrifying. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. It's the most tragic thing that has happened to America by far. I've been on the fire department 20 years and never lived through this. I lived through 2 collapses today. I just came in to help people and do my job. That's my job, save people's lives.
At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11, hijacked by terrorists, crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Smoke billowed into the clear blue sky. At first, many thought it was a tragic accident. But the truth would become terrifyingly clear just minutes later. At 9:37 a.m., Flight 77 slammed into the Pentagon, the heart of US defense. Fire and chaos followed. Just 26 minutes later, heroes on board United Flight 93 fought back. They wrestled the plane from their hijackers, sacrificing themselves to prevent another catastrophic attack. Flight 93 crashed in a quiet field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. It could have hit the White House or the Capitol. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapsed. In just 10 seconds, a 110-story skyscraper crumbled into ash. At 10:28 a.m., the North Tower followed, a deafening roar, a wall of dust, thousands trapped or buried. First responders raced into the unknown. Many never came out.
Lady coming down screaming, hitting the ground, and then there's really nothing left.
She's right in front of you.
Within 3 feet. I remember a man and woman jumping, hugging each other. In front of the 70th, and I said, "We're doing a good job." And then, only moments later, it seemed I heard a loud rumble coming from above. Twisting metal, and a building coming down as 8 subway cars coming into a train station at the same time with their brakes squealing. The only light around was my flashlight. Now I hear these people screaming on the other side of that door, "Help, help," and all. I said, these are the same people I just told, "Good job, you made it." And I felt so responsible for them. Plus the people that are inside the stairwell were with me. I tried getting that doorway open, and I couldn't. It seemed blocked. "What's up?" Just like that, like, "What's up?" And I said, "I think we're trapped in here." I said, "Get all these civilians." I said, "The door seems blocked." And then he and we just started bowing against that door. And each time we hit it, we got it open a little bit more. And finally, we got it open wide enough. And I remember telling him, "If you could see my light, I'm a fireman. Come to my light." About 15 people came to my light. And I remember putting a hand on the wall and said, "Follow this wall back, it goes to a doorway, and go in that doorway." And they did. And it seemed to evacuate that area. And then out of nowhere, he says to me, "My wife's name is Carol." I remember I said to him, "My wife's name is Cynthia." And then he says he has a 7-year-old boy. I said, "I got a 6-year-old boy." And I believe he said that he had a 2-year-old boy. And I have a 2-month-old boy, I said. That's what we talked about for the next 10 minutes or so, our family. I don't know whatever brought that upon us, to be talking about our families. It's never happened in an emergency situation. It's almost like you're telling the other person your eulogy or something. At this point in time when we were exiting the building, and his sergeant was there, Sergeant Curtin, and he pointed right at me, pointed his finger, and I remember him saying, "I think we should get out of this building now."
In the days that followed, America grieved. Nearly 3,000 souls lost from over 90 countries. Mothers, fathers, children, friends. Families hung posters in hope. The nation lit candles. The world stood still.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices. Secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, fires burning, huge structures collapsing, have filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and a quiet, unyielding anger. These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. But they have failed. Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America. These acts shatter steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve. America was targeted for attack because we're the brightest beacon for freedom and opportunity in the world, and no one will keep that light from shining. Today our nation saw evil, the very worst of human nature, and we responded with the best of America, with the daring of our rescue workers, with the caring for strangers and neighbors who came to give blood and help in any way they could. Immediately following the first attack, I implemented our government's emergency response plans. Our military is powerful and it's prepared. Our emergency teams are working in New York City and Washington, D.C. to help with local rescue efforts. Our first priority is to get help to those who have been injured and to take every precaution to protect our citizens at home and around the world from further attacks. The functions of our government continue without interruption. Federal agencies in Washington, which had to be evacuated today, are reopening for essential personnel tonight and will be open for business tomorrow. Our financial institutions remain strong, and the American economy will be open for business as well. The search is underway for those who are behind these evil acts. I've directed the full resources of our intelligence and law enforcement communities to find those responsible and to bring them to justice. We will make no distinction between the terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbored them. I appreciate so very much the members of Congress who have joined me in strongly condemning these attacks. And on behalf of the American people, I thank the many world leaders who have called to offer their condolences and assistance. America and our friends and allies join with all those who want peace and security in the world, and we stand together to win the war against terrorism. Tonight I ask for your prayers for all those who grieve, for the children whose worlds have been shattered, for all whose sense of safety and security has been threatened. And I pray they will be comforted by a power greater than any of us, spoken through the ages in Psalm 23. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. This is a day when all Americans from every walk of life unite in our resolve for justice and peace. America has stood down enemies before, and we will do so this time. None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world.
Amid the rubble, stories of unimaginable bravery emerged. Firefighters carried strangers down 80 flights. Office workers guided the blind. Civilians risked everything to save one another. From the chaos rose courage. September 11 reshaped the world. In response, the United States launched the War on Terror. Troops deployed, laws were rewritten, airport security tightened, surveillance expanded. For many, freedom and fear now walked side by side.
It can't go any louder. I want you all to know that America today is on bended knee in prayer for the people whose lives were lost here, for the workers who work here, for the families who mourn. This nation stands with the good people of New York City and New Jersey and Connecticut as we mourn the loss of thousands of our citizens. I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon. The nation sends its love and compassion to everybody who is here. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for making the nation proud. And may God bless America.
Now let's get back a little bit, folks. Give us some room.
Out of sorrow came strength. In the footprint of the Twin Towers now stands the Freedom Tower, tall, defiant and gleaming. At the 9/11 Memorial, waterfalls flow where lives were lost, their names etched in bronze. Every year the bells ring, the lights rise into the sky. We remember not only how they died, but how they lived. And in remembering, we ensure their legacy endures. September 11 was a day of terror, but it also revealed the enduring spirit of a people who refused to fall.